yesterday, based on form that Liverpool is going to trash Manchester City. But Manchester City Amorim's army, they came out yesterday fighting for every ball. Later, they deserved 1 point in that game, and they got 1 point. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Arsenal drew. Chelsea drew their game too. Only City won their game on Saturday. So we're going to be talking about all that on the show. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Volt Sports on Volt 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin, and I am here with my guys to talk about the Premier League. Some games happen in Serie A too, but we're going to focus on the Premier League today. Good morning, John. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning, sports maniacs. Welcome to another show. Manchester United fans, I hail you now.
Good morning, also.
Let's say everybody chop draw soup come this weekend. After everybody, because how Chelsea go play draw, Arsenal, almost everybody, Ipswich Town, Fulham.
Except the legends.
Which legend? Leave legend. Legend don't they lose since. They don't drop points here and there. They just give them this week as free pass.
Except the legends.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live now on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Drop your comments there. I will be reading your comments live here in the studio. I know that everybody will start calling in immediately because they want a piece in that game that happened yesterday. So probably later in the show we're going to open the phone line, but first let's focus on the details and dive into these Premier League games. Okay, I'll give you the result of the games that happened in the weekend, and we'll discuss most of them. Okay, in the weekend the Premier League is Tottenham Hotspur 1, Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 1, Everton 0. Bournemouth has been getting results everywhere in this Premier League this season. Aston Villa winning. Leicester City 2 goes to 1. Leicester needs to go and buy. I don't know why I don't know why.
The same thing we said about Man U. The fighting spirit was there last night.
So 2 goes to 1 against Aston Villa winning that game. 2 goes to 1 against Leicester.
As predicted.
Then Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1, Southampton 0, Brentford 5. So Southampton in fact they are already out of the Premier League, just half of the season. Then the last game, not the last game of the game, the another game that happened 4 p.m. on Saturday is Manchester City 4, West Ham 1. The final game is Brighton and Arsenal playing at a 1-1 draw. On Sunday, Fulham 2, Ipswich Town 2. And the final game that happened yesterday is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 2. Okay, for today's game is Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. So we'll see what happens in that game. But okay, let's talk about for the Newcastle. Newcastle has picked form, obviously.
Young form.
Yeah. They won against Manchester United at Old Trafford last week. Now going to away again, back away.
Anybody can win against Man United.
Come on,
don't come here and say that. That's petty coming from you, man. I said it here.
Because of the way
I said it here on the show that these guys were going to run Tottenham riot, and they did. For that game, Newcastle played a fantastic game, and they got the win they deserve. Nothing you can say about it.
I know that about that. No doubt about that.
So don't come and say the one man. It's not my mind.
He get ground so he go use place person. He get pass mark. You not use Man U current season as pass mark of teams.
No, that's not good.
You get winning from home first.
Winning away from home to Tottenham. Now
why Liverpool no win yesterday? Since
you know
but Liverpool went there and
you go really lose against Liverpool home and away.
Liverpool went there and got the and didn't come with all
they are Man United. They can't lose to Liverpool home and away. They lost to Liverpool in the beginning of the season. Let's leave that. I'm just saying you can't use mine as a yardstick.
All I'm saying, don't water down people's form based on form and results.
I'm
don't
just
come and
saying Newcastle on this game.
Man U now. Man U no be West Ham. Man U no be West Ham.
As this time I ground, winning Man U no be the grand basics to say person dey on form. Other results they don't get so far this season. They've been on form, beating Leicester City 4-1, and playing other matches, playing against Aston Villa, getting the result against Aston Villa, going against Man City, playing well against Man City, putting up the performance. That's the thing, not about who you win, who you don't win. It's about the performance you put on the pitch. And I felt like we're going into this game, we said it here, that the defense line for Tottenham Hotspur is a problem. Vicario is not back from injury. Foster has been holding the ground so far. Then the two defensive pairing are off, injured. Van Hecken and Van der Ven and Romero. Even with Romero and Van der Ven, they still concede goals, but they managed to get that confidence level is there when they are conceding goals that they can't concede careless goals. But with Dragosin, now him I go forward because now only I don't know how to position himself. Positional awareness zero. You know, with Dragosin in that defense line, it becomes a problem for the whole defense line. You get if like starts the Poro and DJ in their fullback position, starts the both of them. As long as you have Dragosin there, who does not know where to cover the lapses of the wing backs or the fullbacks, then there's a problem in defense. And going forward in midfield, I think they lacked that cohesion in midfield to create chances.
Well, if you look at John, if you look at their defense, if they have to 5 and 6 and even their goalkeeper, they have to play their top goalkeeper Austin in this game. So I think they are having Angie is having a whole lot of injury crisis this season.
And he hasn't helped himself though. He hasn't helped himself. He's insistent on playing this attacking brand of football that leaves the back wide open. And now compounding that effect now is you have a defense that is in tatters, that the stellar players for the defense are out. You have a goalkeeper that is in that post now who is not confident because he's been on the bench for the better part of the season. And at the end of the day, if you know this wasn't an issue last season when Poch came in. It wasn't an issue when Poch came. They were still conceding goals, but they were at least outscoring their opposition. We see same in Real Madrid. They are not a defensive team. They concede a lot of goals, but they always outscore. If you can't match that thing going forward, then at some point you have to look yourself and the run of games you have and say, guys, we need to do better defensively.
Okay, that game ended 2-1 for Newcastle. Newcastle have been winning their games back-to-back wins now they have in the Premier League. Let's see where they are going to finish because everybody is fighting for that top 4 position. So let's move on to the next game that happened. That 4 p.m. game, the afternoon games that happened on Saturday. The other game we'll talk about is Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1. You know, Chelsea scored first in that game, and
yes.
If you look at the throughout this season, Chelsea have considered more goals last 15 minutes of the game than almost any other club in the Premier League. They are conceding goals, even though they have defensive issues. But the surprising thing about this lineup is that he left Tosin on the bench, Lem Disasi on the bench, and played one young boy. Like from according to Nonso, he's from
Akwa Ibom.
Achipong. So
Achipong.
He played 90 minutes when you have Tosin, and so I think what is wrong with Chelsea? Do you think that they need to buy again because everybody is saying they bought too much? But in this particular game, they ended that game 1-1 again.
For me, in this game against Crystal Palace, I think Maresca got it wrong in the sense that you have a Tosin, right? Now Tosin didn't stand somewhere in front of Stamford Bridge with a placard saying, I am free, sign me. Baba, you cutted the player, you signed the player, you brought him in, you backed him at the beginning of the season when people were saying you should be starting Badashile and disaster Abi Disasi, you know. And at the end of the day, this guy has put in better performance game in, game out. And you went and dropped him for this encounter. Are you resting the guy? We don't know. What's going on? Nobody knows.
It's not right, and they don't have a game in the weekend. It's Arsenal and they've talked for the Carabao Cup semi-final. They have this midweek, so they are not even playing midweek football.
So that's the thing too.
And this is the first game for 2025.
It's the first game for 2025. So not starting Tosin, I feel was not a wise move because at the end of the day, if you look at how they consider that goal, you will just come back and say, okay, now they do.
But all the same, if you say as
the only joy for me is that what's his name, Kopama scored as predicted.
The problem is the pairing between, you're not looking at center half pairing now. You're looking at the pairing between the fullback and the center half. And for Gusto leading to that goal, now Gusto I go forward. I don't go forward Achibong. I won't fault him. The young man did his best, but Gusto was slow and couldn't react fast because if Gusto has reacted, it was on his. If he had reacted fast enough, they wouldn't have caused him sleeping or caused Achipong sleeping. So I just felt like that goal was from his fault. You get. But looking into that game again now, you now say Oliver has done a good job with Crystal Palace since coming in. He's found a way to shut down big teams. Last season he beat Man U 3-0. Beginning of season he beat Man U again. And against Arsenal, against some other teams, he's found a way of sharing the points with them. Puts up a performance. Mateta wey would talk say don't know where goal post dey. Mateta don dey score goals for fun. You see, so I just feel like Crystal Palace did their homework. went in with the game plan, and I think the game plan they went in with destabilized Chelsea's game plan. And that was just it from the second half of the game when this man was trying to correct the team. And I just feel like in this game now, Maresca's second half tactics, substitution tactics, and all of that has been a problem for Chelsea in recent games. Again, not because of what he said about the title race, but I feel like the substitution he make, the way he introduces the team in the second half, the way they tend to play in the second half is quite not the way I expect the Chelsea side to play. This is a side that has more leaders on the side. So they should not just sleep in the second half. In the 70th minutes of the game, they sleep off.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You know, I find it very, very disheartening when you start a game, you start well, you get an early goal, you control the game, and then everybody just go complacent. It doesn't work. We've seen it in several clubs this season who start the game right, unlike Manchester United that sleep through the first half and then wake up in the second half. These guys blame Gusto because he hasn't had a run of games to be in form. But then they should have done better.
He is the best person that has been playing in that position when Reece James is not available.
He's go injury.
Instead they go injury, but
come back.
He don't more available for the team past Reece James. He's supposed at least cover for that
small
ball.
By the way, Reece James was on the bench for the match.
He's been training for the past 2 weeks, but probably not fit yet to start that game. But in the particular that game went there 1-1. Chelsea has been conceding goals. I think this is the third game in a row or 4 game in a row they have dropped points. 2 losses and 2 draws. So Chelsea are now entangled with top 4 battles. So everybody behind them is winning. Bournemouth is winning, and Nottingham Forest is playing today. If they win, their position for the third will now become stable. And they have this Manchester City that is coming behind us. So let's talk about Manchester City. They won against West Ham 4 goals to 0. Before 4 goals to 1. Before we go talk about West Ham, let's go to our YouTube channel. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports, and I have some comments here. Emmanuel Leo is saying, good morning, guys. Why did Tottenham sack Jose Mourinho? Conte in the first place. Their squad is just too terrible. Why promise the manager heaven and earth yet he won't back them with signings? And secondly, he's saying, like play. Chelsea no go make top 4. like play.
Okay, and from beginning of season.
And I think this will be welcome to the show. Say I love the performance from United yesterday. So hold on, we are going to get to that game.
Getting there.
Soon. Okay, let's talk about Manchester City. City trashing West.
Calm down. You know this trashing.
He's a trashing, bro. You know the joy for me. You know
West Ham time now. I'm asking. John don't get invoice. Haaland score goal.
The joy for me now. A day before, Baba was on this same show here, and I said it that don't worry, we will see what will happen on Monday. This one they are going to do this one, they are going to do this one. I don't
we go perform.
Wait till they happen.
We go perform. We lost against Liverpool 5-0. Which one we don't see the performance?
We don't see the performance.
Against Liverpool 5-0. Now they reduced it
to 4-1. And let's go. They perform. They run. See them running around. See them playing.
Baba, therefore they trek around before.
No, you know, start against Liverpool. You play say. Everybody carry crushes and wheelchair complete ball. Any shot on target na go. But yesterday match, apart from the 1 goal from Haaland, you see they lock and down. Say, okay, 2 goals from Haaland and they call out 1 goal because that second goal.
You want just
that's not offside. They just leave it. That's not offside. 2 goals for Haaland. You go see say they hold him tight. He's supposed to score hat-trick for that match. According to John say 7-0, 16-0.
I did not say 7-0, but I told you a blowout.
A blowout.
And that game is a blowout any day. That 4-1 is a trashing.
4-1 not be blowout.
It's a trashing and a blowout, bro.
See, check the dribble pass. See, the problem.
You know the joy for me. The joy for me was watching and also because we watched that game, though separately, but I was hearing him shouting. The joy for me is you are losing 4-1. You are praising your players for saying and dribble pass ball successfully. I was just like, is this guy high or something?
No, see.
Like
successful dribbles.
When you know your faith is already seen,
it's not about,
you start celebrating that your player count ABC.
John,
Baba,
it's not about.
You really need to switch allegiance.
It's not
all
about,
the Chelsea fans that have been calling and asking for Nonso to switch, please call in today and let's get him to switch
there's
over.
There's only one club in London.
To switch over to Chelsea.
There's only one club in London. I bleed clearance and blue. There's only one club in London.
Recite all the 1,000.
There's only one club in London. Why would I will not switch to the blue side of it? It's not possible.
You rather move to Manchester.
I rather move up north. There's Liverpool up north. There's Everton. There's Leeds United up north. I go to
At
any team up
least your
north and stay in the
allegiances
south.
can shift. It's fine.
Yeah. But look at that game now. Sunchek, I felt like in that game it was balanced midfield, balanced game. They were playing safe. They said they were playing safe. But after the subs, we saw them go forward. Then this my man could not do a complete take on. Zero, I believe in the color. Say zero. Some of you could not complete a take on against defenders that everybody has been taking on and dribbling past. That is not on top of his game. Kyle Walker could not complete a take on against Kyle Walker. Now the pass from Sunchek, I felt like okay, fine, this is Sunchek. He cannot do a take on as a defensive midfielder, but he took on a defender and still crossed the ball for the goal. The same thing happened with what's it called, Etina Alvarez, taking on 2 or 3 midfielders.
So you're only just taking on.
Take on and create a chance.
Take on is your own problem.
Take on a problem.
Take it.
Is it? Take on.
If my defenders and defensive midfielders can complete a take on, and my wingers and strikers cannot complete a take on, then there's a problem in the team.
John Haaland scoring 2 goals.
The Norwegian giant, the
Yeah,
Viking himself,
Ebembe.
the man, the legend,
Leave
the
that
myth,
thing.
the superstar. You
Leave
know,
that
you know what I mean? Did you see that goal? Did you see the performance?
There was
Right now, I feel like when God called Ekwensu and told him, "Have you seen my servant Joe?" That's how happy I am with the Norwegian giant. You know, 2 goals. But then look at the another understated, very quiet. It reminds me of stellar performance, standing ovation at the sub, brilliant performance all around. I'm happy with the guys.
Okay, that game ended 4 goals, and this is back-to-back game that West Ham has considered 9 goals.
Yes.
9 goals last week. They considered 5.
They should be in a deficit goal.
We are always winning matches. We are scoring goals as well. Leave that thing.
That's why West Ham have -15 goals difference.
Leave that thing. We are winning goals. We are winning games too.
Okay, let's see
And you've been complaining of Manchester. In fact, from today going forward, you must double for me and Manchester United.
Why would I double for you and Manchester
Every
United
day
fans?
you will double.
You are 6th on the table. I'm 14th on the table.
You are going on relegation.
Before this game, I told you something about Lopetegui. I tell you, say the style we go carry enter this game. I know say we go lose. But the margin, I said the margin go drop between that of Liverpool and that of Man City. The margin of goals go lose.
So you care about optics rather than winning.
No, it's not about. See, it's
you're
not about.
in the same boat with Spurs.
No, I'm not in the same boat with Spurs.
You're in the same boat with Spurs.
Like you see that's what you talk now. When come on one play against Inter
You
Milan,
care
you
about
say they come
optics.
outside come play.
You
I'm
care
playing against the
about
defending
optics.
champions. I've not found my foot yet. The coach is not been good yet. We know say coach no good yet. But you have to get the result at least. Even if you want to lose, don't lose with margin. You get.
What happened against Liverpool?
Now the problem with that, you go lose with margin. You know, expect them to lose back-to-back matches with margin. You know something like that.
But it's 9
You play against title contenders.
Okay, that game ended 4-1 in favor of City. If you look where City is now on, obviously that make top 4. But if you look at it from Chelsea that is in 4th to City, it's just 2 points. Just 2 points. So it's going to be a battle of top 4. Arsenal, if they don't take
Aston Villa,
everybody that has anybody from Fulham that has 30 points, that is 9th position, to Chelsea that have 36 points in 4th position, that is just 6 points. So just lose 2 games and Chelsea is out of this whole title battle of top 4. But let's see how it's going to end. Let's go to our YouTube channel and read some comments there. And I need to be saying we are reviving. City annihilated West Ham.
Leave that thing.
We are bouncing back.
Annihilated. For one.
Another, he's got one of his comments again, and I to be saying Tottenham was robbed on Saturday. Joelinton stopped that ball with his hand, which is not in a natural position, and Gordon scored with that build-up. Yeah, the referee allowed it. I felt bad for them. We forgot to mention that incident that won them the second goal. That goal, any build-up play that probably is an offensive play that probably the attackers probably handled it. But I didn't know why they allowed that goal. Everybody was complaining about that.
They
goal.
viewed it and they said it was not a handball.
It's a handball. If
They
once it
view
touches your hand,
Is this a Premier League officiating not consistent? Because that same that same thing do this guy on Sunday night. They give penalty.
no, that penalty is at least. They understand at least
this
that
one
one can be
saying.
judged, but that one against Spurs
It
was too much. That's why they say officiating in EPL is somehow. You look at VR, you see that they don't know the law. It's only in the Premier League that VR looked at an offside goal and gave it. I think it was last season against Liverpool versus Spurs or something. a goal that was supposed to count, they counted that outside, and they said that once the play started, they cannot review it back again. They were just like corruption that everybody is seeing.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens with that. There are no sports fans will be actually offended about that particular incident in that game. But it is what it is. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you lose. But for City trashing West Ham 4-1. Other games happen on Saturday. Is Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. Leicester have lost back-to-back games. They are
5 games in a row right now.
They need to buy. I don't know why by now I'm not hearing rumors of them buying 2 or 3 players. I know
Maybe
that they have
no funds.
Top toxic funds dey.
I know that sometimes they have a whole lot of problem with financials since last year they've been having this problem about balancing their books. I don't know that it probably is that's why they are reluctant to spend that much, but they need to just buy something. I don't know who they buy, just buy something.
I think the problem now is the age in midfield. You get Oliver Skip cannot handle the work in defensive midfield. Somari is getting old, Ndidi is getting old. The age in midfield is just against them. Again, they don't have. We believe the Nigerian guy can at least run and defend well, but whenever he's tired, who comes in to replace him? It's just like Thomas Partey in the Arsenal midfield. Whenever he's tired and he's off the bench, on the bench, who comes in to replace him? You get. So they need an added body in midfield. It's just what I feel like. The attack is solid as it is, but between the attack and midfield and defense, there's no connection. And that's what their problem is, because if you look at that game against Aston Villa, it was performance, there was running around, there was work ethics. You could see the players work. But that connection between the midfield and attack was just missing.
I think they are just missing James Maddison, because if he was there, he's the guy that usually connects the dots
I
for
think
them.
it's Telemans.
Maddison for me.
For me, it's Maddison. But let's see what happens with Leicester, because for Aston Villa, they have won that game. Now they are now in the conversation of top 4. We are going to look at that table. It's going to be very, very interesting. Apart from Liverpool, everybody else is in trouble if they drop points. Okay, the other game that happened again on Saturday is Southampton 0, Brentford 5. No need to dwell on this. Southampton is just going to crash
Well,
out.
It's revenge for the loss at Arsenal.
I just like the fact that Mbemo could have had his first Premier League hat-trick. Could have, but he chose to be the generous man and have 2 goals and 1 assist in that game.
If you look at Southampton in this Premier League, they are 20th, they are last on the table. 1 win, 3 draws, and 16 losses, and have -32 goal difference. That is a very, very bad. And we just half of the season, just 18 games or 20 games played, and we have considered this much goals. I don't know what is happening there.
I think plans should have already started for life after relegation.
Yeah, they are probably going to start planning after that, because there is no way they are going to survive this particular season. Okay, let's talk about the last game of the day on Saturday. Is Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. Arsenal is dropping points. Arsenal have many opportunities to close down the gap on Liverpool, but any particular day, Liverpool is dropping points, Arsenal is dropping points.
Yeah.
Or Arsenal will drop points, Liverpool will drop points. So Arsenal have dropped point at Everton, Fulham. Now they are dropping points now here at Brighton. But if you look at that game in general, one of scored and he was removed in the first half. I didn't know why Arteta have to do that. But in the second half, these guys, Brighton, came out and they actually played the whole game almost at Arsenal place and actually got that 1 point. They deserve it.
When I said this in the podcast in the weekend, I said it was doing tem. What I meant by tem was juggling the ball. You have three midfielders around a defensive midfielder, and he doesn't have backing, and you have to juggle the ball to beat the 3 midfielders. That's Balimba for Brighton. And the same thing happened in the attack where Joao Pedro had to juggle the ball in between two defenders for Arsenal. It becomes a problem. You don't allow that kind of space and that kind of time with a striker like that. It becomes a problem. I felt like the game was, in general, in the second half, Arsenal had just one shot on target in all of the second 45 minutes, while Brighton had more of the ball, went forward, tried to create the chance. I felt like that young group of players for the Brighton side was just the turning point for the game. They had the pace, they had the energy, they had everything to run around and get the ball.
John, they miss Saka.
Of course, they miss Saka, but in that game, yes,
I think I was ill too, so he started on the bench.
He was ill, but in that game, we keep coming back to the same talking points. For example, why was Jorginho starting in that game? I would not have started Jorginho. I would not have started, and this is why every time we see this Arsenal drop points, one thing just comes back to me, Bishop's word on this matter, which is that Arteta needs to be sacked if Arsenal go trophyless this season, because he's had a very long rope. And yes, while we give him kudos and give him brownie points for doing what is done, second place position in two seasons back to back, yes. But last, Baba, we need to see productivity on the pitch in
In
terms
the
of
cabinet.
in the cabinet, productivity in the cabinet, and we
Mhm.
are not seeing it. You've transformed the defense, you've transformed the midfield in a figure. But Baba, at the end of the day, this man up front is unproductive for me. I would not have him in my team. And these are the two highest earners for Arsenal right now. You talk about the Gabriel Jesus and you talk about the Havertz. Look at the money they spend to get Havertz in for an average of 7 goals a season. Come on.
We don't say it's not an
For an average of
striker.
7 goals for season. Yes, he's not a striker, but the club have been self-delusional to accept that
He can
he
play in
is a
that
striker
position.
and he can play in that position.
Actually, he can
But
play in
look
that
at his
position.
numbers across the Premier League along other people.
Actually, he can play in that position and he can do well in that position. The thing is service. He's getting services, but off Martinelli, who runs like a headless chicken, or like a
My
headless chicken.
problem,
That's a
my problem is not getting him service. Are you going to camp? That's the bottom line.
The
Are you
Pedro that
going
got
to
the penalty.
camp?
Pedro got the penalty for Brighton in that game. He did not camp.
I think the problem with
He was even
Arsenal
playing as a
He
defensive
didn't even
midfielder.
score apart from that penalty though.
The last penalty.
And that answers the question.
The last penalty.
If you are
Brighton
going to
got.
play as a forward or a striker for that club in that position,
John, he got,
you dropping back into midfield
you
is
drop-
becoming unbecoming. But
You know, he
can't
got a
in that
couple-
position.
he got a
John,
couple of chances
John.
that almost got to them the goal.
You have to understand that these things are the coach's style.
Mm.
Haaland can't. For example, if you buy a player, depending on what you are thinking, Pep, before Haaland, no striker was camping for him. That's his style of play. He brought in Haaland and somebody started camping. So that's how he works. If you have a player that can do that, why not? But for now, Arsenal doesn't have a player to do that. So
Go and watch Arsenal. Sorry, go and watch City without Haaland. You will always see in that front three, somebody is always moving into that middle position. But this one, you will watch an Arsenal side, they are moving forward. The ball is, in fact, Saka is Arsenal striker. Because whenever they are moving forward, they flow everything to that right. He's the one that will carry the ball, enter inside the 18, cut and score. Go look at all Saka's goals. That's how he scores. That's how Arsenal play. Nobody is in that midfield for him to, in that 18, for him to square the ball to and get the goal. And the other goals come from set pieces. So I feel this is negative mentality or negative thinking or inverse thinking, whatever you want to call it, that you want to play a full team without a striker, then you want the chips to fall where they may. Right on, second position is your case.
well, let's see what Ateta is going to be doing. If you look at it in every other set, like for Liverpool that are first in the table, their striker
is Salah.
is Salah.
And he's not a striker. The striker will shoot 17 shots.
And he's not even scoring goals. He's on 18 goals in this season.
No, we're not talking about
number 9.
The number 9, the
He's leading the log
striker.
right
We
now.
are talking
You
about
say for
number 9
Liverpool,
here.
the striker is Salah, and he's not a striker. Having 18 goals a season. The other guy that is supposed to be the striker, he don't get goal.
You know, even they play.
He don't even play. He dey play.
You know why this is offending me personally. If you go back in time, you are going to see the likes of the Anelkas, the Beckhams. You go back in time, you are going to see the like of the Thierry Henry. You are going to see the like of these guys are.
John, those are the years when you can see a team play 4-4-2. You have two strikers up front. You look at Man United at some point. You have. If you go to Man United, you have.
Brentford play 4-4.
You have
just one or two.
You have what's it called? Tevez and Berbatov up front. You get. If you go back in time, you see some teams that you ask yourself, is this the attack? If you see attack coming at you, be like, you be scared. You get to your toes. So for now, nobody even plays a striker. They've changed the system of play. People hardly play strikers.
And number 2, the thing that actually faded out very quickly in football is natural number 10.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Now
That was your position.
yeah, it's probably, I don't even know how many players play in that position, but let's see what happens with football. Football is evolving every single century, but let's see what happens this period for that game against Arsenal. Arsenal stays second on the table after drawing that game 1-1. They are now 6 points behind Liverpool, with Liverpool having a game in hand. So let's go back to the Sunday game. Let's talk about the Fulham versus Ipswich. Ipswich almost almost won that game 2-1, but they considered 2 penalties in that game, and that game ended 2-2.
The game ended with 3 penalties.
3 penalties actually. Yeah, the
lab scored a penalty.
The lab is speaking for me. I like that guy.
It's a penalty now. He scored a penalty. What's it called? The Fulham guy, Raul Jimenez, scored 2 penalties. 3 penalties in one game. How, referee? His question I have to answer, because I saw the game. It was fun to watch. The both teams were playing their good football. Ipswich got the first goal in 32 minutes. Swandish, beautiful football, still a beautiful flow of football. All of a sudden, a penalty. All of a sudden, another penalty. Come on, you just like these are just minimal contacts. If I said to be penalty now, John will say, hey, there was a
contact or no contact.
So that game ended 2-2. Let's not dwell on that. So let's talk about the last game on Sunday. Is Liverpool 2, Manchester United 2. You know, that game was very interesting. When I was started watching that game, I was thinking in my mind that Liverpool, the way they started, I think they are going to trash Manchester United. But the game progressed, everything settled. If you look at the position, it's almost 50-50, almost the same shots on target, almost the same everything. Manchester United came out in that game and fought for their life. You know, everybody was talking about that game. Like Fernandez, after the game, made a statement. He said that if we can perform like this at Anfield, why can't we perform like this in every day? Like, this is performance everybody is talking about. If we can go to Anfield and actually perform this way.
It's not even about the result. Though they got the
result,
point.
The performance was just
the result was
so
just.
everybody is surprised that if we can get, Fernandez was saying, if you can get this
that was the same thing everybody said in the team. The coach said something, and he said, I'm going to quote Amorim on this one. And he said, after this performance now, I go back and look at the other games. I've had excuses for the other games. I am angry at myself and at the team. Not because of the result in this game, but because of the performance in other games. That the performance was below. If you divide this performance by 10, you will not get what they got in their last games. You get, so in the last game, if you divide the performance by 10, you still above what they got in their last games in terms of performance. So the result didn't come in their favor. You can't underperform and expect a good result. He's not talking about the result, whether they win or they lose. They're in 13th position, good for them. But they should have performed in other games. Maybe against Newcastle, you have players running around getting this ball like this. You probably might have gotten a draw, or you probably might have lost. And against Bournemouth, you play like this, you probably might have lost, but you'll be okay that you perform. So you have to build on it. Against Liverpool, you come out with your hand, all guns with them, guns blazing, sword swinging, and all of that, and you want to put up a fight. Even to the 90th minute, you still put up the fight.
They almost won that game.
You get even to
almost won that game.
Almost won that game for them. They still put up the fight. You get,
and that's the thing now. How do you now justify all the lackluster performance week in, week out before this game? How do you justify it?
That's the
How do you
problem.
justify
Everybody
it?
is surprised.
If we can see,
Amber was saying you can see the mentality today. It was crucial. It's not about the tactics or the system. If you perform, you perform. Whether you are playing 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 4 at the back, once you put up performance, you will see the result. You will see
you should get mad at this and disappointed at the previous result.
That's what
it's not at the previous result, at the players, because they are the ones that are not showing up. If you show up, you get a performance. Like Nonso will always say, you will come out and fight. But Manchester United players are bloated. They don't want to come out and fight. Only when they come against the Liverpool side. Because right now, Liverpool are in the running to outshadow their Premier League record.
It's not about outshadow their Premier. It's still the same thing. If they win, they win. If you play well, you win trophy. If you play well, you win trophy. If you perform, you get results. If you get results, you get trophies. It's just the way it works. Nobody sits in their house and expects a medal from above. In this game yesterday, I felt like the subs. Listen to talk about substitutions. The subs was there. You saw when he made that sub, you feel like, oh, this man, what do you want to do again? When you took out Kobe Meno, you took out a midfielder and you brought in a winger. Now he was still playing safe with the defense line. That's the way one thing out. I feel like people will say, take out this person, bring in Anthony. I felt like, okay, do something different. Let's expect something different. And when I saw Kobe Meno jogging in the sideline, I felt like, okay, if I know he's coming out, it's going to be a Bruno Fernandes or maybe a Dalot. And all of a sudden, I saw Kobe Meno come out. I'm like, this man, man. Are you sure
it was Garnacho jogging, not
I saw Garnacho jogging. I felt like when I saw the person leaving the pitch for Garnacho, Kobe Meno, I felt like, this man, are you sure you know what you're doing? But that solution gave him the draw. They run like he made the first run. He ran like a headless chicken. He made it again, and I felt like Bros, look up. Bros, just try look up. And when he looked up, The run Højlund made was the ball, because immediately Højlund made that run, everybody felt like the pass was for Højlund. They didn't of Ahmad coming behind Højlund, and that was just the goal.
Okay, John. First half was not really fun. It wasn't sweet like that, but it was cool. But it wasn't sweet. Everything started happening in the second half. Martinez and Gakpo replying with his smash. It became 1-1. Good goal for both of them.
Good goal for both of them. Credit to.
And Gakpo was already, they wanted to substitute Gakpo before he scored that goal.
Yes.
And he was left on the
The
pitch.
guy knew that, Baba, I better do something, otherwise these guys are going to eat me, but it's fine. I feel like Gakpo is doing fine. Licha Martinez scored that goal. It was a beautiful goal to behold. Good one for him.
He don't prove you wrong.
It's still a deficit for me defensively.
Okay, now the incident in that game, penalty or no penalty?
And like I said, it was too close to the
For
ball.
me, no penalty.
It was too close to the ball. It's a 50-50.
And secondly, for me, there are two events in that build-up. We don't know for which one it was given. There are two events in that build-up to the event, and we don't know which one was given. So I just felt that after the referee had made his decision, the Anfield crowd and the home effects forced him to go check.
If the VAR normally, see the thing about some decisions that is the law. Do you understand? If the VAR people cannot make a decision, they will tell you go to the. I've seen referee go to the VAR. They advise him to go there. He look and say no penalty or no foul. Continue.
You know where we are going to have issues on this matter till infinity is the implementation and the decision.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Because you have same scenario in different cases, different scenarios. The referee insists on not going to check, and the game continues.
No, even if he checks, he can say that he can interpret it another way. That's what I'm saying.
Close. It was. I think the commentator said it was close proximity. It was too close to the event, and the hand raising. When I say things about defenders, you're already close to getting the ball. Why raise your hand?
You see, this is a reaction. You don't always play with your hand. That you play football now.
No, I didn't play football, but still, he wasn't going for a jump.
What I'm saying.
You know why I was angry at this day? He wasn't going for a jump. Where you say, okay, you're trying to jump and you're trying to clear the air above your head, so he can allow you jump. Or maybe somebody was trying to hold your hand and you're trying to knock the person's hand off. Nobody was with you. You just want to make a jump. The hand was up. What was your hand up?
Yes, truthfully, the hand was up. But it's the close proximity where the ball is and where his hand is. So it was just close for him to remove his hand. But I don't know but they gave that penalty and they scored that penalty. Salah scoring that penalty.
That's 14 goals in 12 games.
Imagine Salah has been smashing goals. Now, I think it's 18 goals now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now in the Premier League, now he has 2 more goals.
18 goals total now.
18 goals in the Premier League now. Haaland has 16 now.
He has 2 more goals ahead of Haaland.
Yes, Salah scoring again against Manchester United. I think he has scored more goals against Manchester United.
There's a funny stat in this game last night at Anfield. That this is the first player to score for Man United against Liverpool at Anfield in the Premier League was Lisandro Martinez since 2018. So since 2018 till now, they go Anfield, they know they score goal.
No, Anfield is always a tough place for
the last time they even played. I think the last
took over.
The last time they even played since 2018 till now, and you ask yourself, what have they been doing? Even the last time they played a 0-0 draw at Anfield, it's like, okay, fine, they played a 0-0 draw, nobody scored, no victor, no what's it called. But in this game, you felt like, okay, fine, they're going to continue in that regard. Man United to score at Anfield maybe is less of a possibility, but they went on. You see, this is what you see. You say history can be written in different ways. You change history. And for me, that game, and again, another stat in that game was this is the first time, there were like crazy stats in that game. The first time Liverpool has been awarded a penalty at Anfield against Man United in the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. And you ask yourself, so what's not happened for Anfield since? So if Liverpool they score from open play, which means Man for the past 25 years will go Anfield, allow Liverpool score from open play, score their own goals from open play, and end the match like that.
Okay, then the second goal, the Garnacho was introduced in that game. Meno was removed in that game, and Garnacho, that one was the tactical substitution, and he created that goal for Ahmad. Ahmad played very well in that game. Even though, if I noticed something, they targeted the Manchester United. They were targeting that Arnold's position. Every play was going in that position, and it worked. And then that second goal.
Arnold, Trent has been off his game. If you notice the sub set, when they brought in the defender, they brought in Conor Bradley, but it was already late by then. they brought in Conor Bradley to come and at least suffice the right back position.
We are bombarding that right hand side.
In the first half, it was like, if after the first half, I saw a news. It was a rumor. Somebody just typed up something and put it on the news website, and he said, after this first half performance, Real Madrid have bid 5 million for Arnold instead of the regular 35, 45
million. I think the whole thing with the Arnold situation is the feedback coming from the local fans at Liverpool, the pressure and the whole contract situation. In this scenario, now Liverpool let these guys run down their contract to this point, right? And he's getting a lot of backlash because Real Madrid originally they can't wait till the summer to sign him, right? But there's a lot of bad press out there, like Jamie Carragher and a couple of other guys. Even there was an interview between Jamie Carragher and Sturridge and a couple of other guys on Sunday, and they are all and they're all saying that the guy came for nothing. He's allowed to go for nothing. But some people were also saying that they should get something for him. I think Real Madrid have looked at this scenario and they came in and tabled the 20 million bid.
5 million.
20 million bid. That's the bid, not 5 million.
No, it was a joke online. That
and the issue, the bid was for 20 million. And the issue is, if Liverpool refused to take that bid, right,
and the guy
he's going to go for free in the summer. But if they take the bid, they lose a stellar player in that position. So it's a scenario whereby you don't know, and then either way is lose. But now look at it now. The contract, we are getting information that the contract that was offered to him for 5 years is a 78 million pound contract. If you do the math, that puts him just behind what's his name now, Mo Salah's current deal, right? The question is, he's been here for I think 20 years because he came to Liverpool at 5 years or thereabouts. He's been there for 20 years. Maybe he wants to go and explore the world. Maybe he wants to go to Real Madrid.
That's what I want.
And he shouldn't be victimized or demonized for wanting that as well.
For me, sometimes playing in one club is good, but if I'm a player, I want to go to other countries and play. I don't want to I just want to just play for one club from beginning. It's nice. It's always nice. Messi wanted to do that with Barcelona. It didn't work. Most players want to do it, but for me, at least, especially depending on the club that is coming. If a big club like Real Madrid they are coming for you, or the old Barcelona, not this one that cannot sign players.
Yes.
There are big teams that will come for you. You just go there just for the experience. Probably he has been his friends with Jude and looking at what Jude is doing at Real Madrid. Let me go here and test this thing. Let's go sweet.
But don't forget, Jude no play Premier League.
That's what I mean. At least I'm just saying that he has the opportunity to still come back.
He has the opportunity to come back
if he wants. Decide to come back next 3 years, 5 years.
I'll play for Man United
or something like that. But let's see what happens with that game. That game ended 2-2. Liverpool and Manchester United fought well in that game and got a point. If they continue that, this is their first game in 2025. Everybody was thinking that they are going to trash them, but they fought and got on. But they almost won that game when that pass from Zeski to Maguire, empty post, no goalkeeper there. He decided to play sky that ball to the fans and everybody. After that particular play, the game ended and it was 2-2. They almost got 3 points. Manchester United almost got points at Anfield. But let's see this progress if they will continue on this fact they have started in 2025. And hopefully Amorim will get it right. Okay, before calls, let's go to our YouTube channel and read 1 or 2 comments, then we'll take calls. And Athletics will be saying Man United nearly murdered Liverpool yesterday. Ahmad was should have won the man of the match of Alien. Bruno was majestic. I love United, commanding control and dribbles. Okay, say Maguire was a different beast yesterday, despite the miss of last action. Finally, Lisandro Martinez scored a goal. Højlund couldn't score. Man, you need a number 9. Okay, let's take calls.
True talk.
Give him pass. Yes, to score.
Let's take call. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Happy New Year to you too.
It's like, this is my first time of calling for this New Year. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year. Name and location, please.
Yes, that's Man United calling from IMT.
Okay, quickly, what do you think about that game?
Let me congratulate John Asmenebra.
Yes. Good morning.
John, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay.
Good game yesterday.
No, nothing. It's like this guy, me, I can always say people say, if Guardiola can lose, even though at 10, 15 matches, my brother, I don't fear. I don't, but I believe that Guardiola will do something at the end. Let's prediction this season, either Liverpool will become second to City or City become second to Liverpool, my brother. And when you see the formula, I carry for my say, City are coming up to do something. Guardiola will do something. I get that belief. I'm not the fans, but I hate them because they are lazy neighbor. But when truth comes, my brother, tell people, this is waiting to happen. We see the people prepare. City is coming to surprise the Premier League.
Okay.
And even if Liverpool are good than any other team in this Premier League.
All right.
Aside.
Okay.
My game with the Liverpool yesterday. Yes, I don't know why Premier League party are not consistency.
Thank you.
Our match with Newcastle. That is how handball, that Joliston ball is a handball. I don't know why VAR take that one. Referee does not even make any comment for that second goal against Newcastle. Before Liverpool won their penalty yesterday, we get handball, we get penalty incident for that Liverpool area 18 yards. But nobody talk about it. Michael Oliver did not say anything. The order in line for the VAR did not say anything. My brother, after our own incident, if the yellow card given to Man United player, there's one that Liverpool players do worse than that. No even blowing. I don't know why people do. My brother, Man United, we there for hot now.
All right.
I don't know. Anywhere, nowhere where we the same easy. We go to your problem. We come to our way. No problem. They all try for problem. Where we could get safe now. See Liverpool yesterday. The club wanted not to give that penalty yesterday, but the pressure from the fans make him stop the game, and the VAR he called him to go and check. My brother, yesterday we play good game. I bet how we say tomorrow they will play like this.
Okay, let's
tomorrow you will see Man United go play another Man United game again, my brother. I don't know where to start.
All right, thank you very much. That's the problem, consistency. If they are going to be consistent winning games, let's see if they are going to do that. Okay, let's take more calls. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location, please.
Yeah, happy new week to you guys.
Happy
Happy
New
to
Year.
you.
Getting from a goal.
Okay, Pedro, what is your contribution to that game yesterday?
Yeah, the game was really impressive. Just that the first half was so hard boring.
Yes.
The second half was very entertaining. That shot for Martinez is just out of this one.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the match ending in a draw. I like the result like that. It favours my fans. But let me talk about my club, Chelsea.
Okay, Chelsea.
Chelsea are not playing football like what I don't know. So who is that defender that man doesn't matter?
Achipong.
Achipong, Nwa Calabar.
See that Maskaba, he should not joke with our life or with our temper because we Chelsea fans, we are not taking agree with him. Very soon, we are pretending that he good. After playing, giving us hope in the first half of the season, now he's not playing what I don't.
But it's playing from the beginning.
It's just for him to qualify for that time for less. He will start very soon.
Okay.
And congratulations to this guy, John.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
I wish us good luck in the next match. I don't want them to qualify for that for
Yeah.
the league.
Okay.
The league is Liverpool want to lose.
Thank you very much.
No, I didn't expect that call. I didn't expect this. You know, when they came with high energy that they were always going to win the league. Beginning of season, Chelsea, new manager.
Yeah, that's bad belly.
No, now they don't humble. I don't like people they humble. You are humble too quick.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
But their fans say they want title. Now they don't humble.
But you should listen to their coach and players.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Happy
Bishop.
New Year
To you, Bishop.
I totally agree with Godwin. Let me start from the inconsistency in Premier League. I think the decision is on the referee. There is referee that we give it, and there's the one that we don't give.
That's the thing.
That's just what happened. It's on the referee. The inconsistent. They will see this one. They will do the example. Right, the hand was off. I agree. No, it is looking. No, you play football. You can't drop with your back, your hand at your back. It's not possible now. Yes, you're looking now. You get. But as much as you can't jump with your hand at your back, you can also do the jumping to use your hand and jump the ball. So this is what they should have cleared to us. so that we know the one that is done ball and the one that is not. I wasn't angry with the penalty. I just believe that they should be consistent. So if it happens everywhere, just give it.
Yes.
That's why I tried. On the Man U, I think they just rise the education. That's all. They just turned up, all of them turned up. I didn't see any deficiency among them. If all of them were on their two, especially the second ball, that's what always killed them. And the coach said something, the mentality change if you listen to him after the match.
Yeah.
The mentality change. And he have always talked about the before match, that the mentality is very low. They only lose a match before going into the season. All of these things change. That's what they're working on. John, if you read this thing very well, second ball, and that's something. You always lose match because of their second ball. They lose the match where you He was working on this. He said everything. They will only lose the ball. When you lose the ball behind when Diaz and Salah is there, they will find it difficult to recover the ball. They were on their toes, working on this, trying to put all this thing that they're doing in training. It was a good game from them. They worked hard.
Thank you.
1 point the end was
The end it. Yes.
Won the game if Maguire is a striker.
I will tell you, Baba, it would have been legendary stuff, man.
Yes, he had a good game. I didn't blame him that much. He had a good game.
Yeah.
After missing the last chance, he had a good game.
Yeah.
He had the defense and all that.
All right, thank you, Bishop.
The 1 point was well deserved. But just like you said, how long are they going to continue playing like this?
That's the thing, man.
All right.
Which is going to make them the guys we should be doing this thing. Thanks, man.
All right, Bishop. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you. Okay, let's see if they are going to be consistent in winning these games, because it's going to be a consistency. When you if you are consistent, you win game of football. Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, Godwin.
Good morning.
Don and John.
Good morning.
Lord of Chelsea Jolinian from Senyom in Bembersey.
Okay. What is your contribution?
Let me start with John. John, in which word you are that you are not saying that handball wasn't a handball?
we are
Don't tell me, don't laugh.
We are just saying that some referees might decide not to give it.
It's referee discretion at the end of the day.
No. It's a lot of Chelsea.
It is true that Oliver was reluctant giving the penalty, but the VAR called on him. You guys are saying it was the fans, not the fans. It's a rule of football. Once an offense is worth a penalty, it's supposed to be given.
It's supposed to be checked, actually.
No, you know this happened last season. This happened last season.
Not make me angry this morning.
Are you angry because you do?
Are you angry because you drop point, or you're angry because Man U got something out of the game? Because you will always call and say, City will lose, Man U will lose, Tottenham will lose, this one will lose, but only you will win. But the people.
It's probably, you know that we are just rebuilding, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So you think? Tell me in a day that somebody put a rope in somebody's bosom. You can put the rope to your bosom. So as a Chelsea fan, no a day that I will say the opponent should beat me. I want winning.
Okay.
And I sang an anthem. You heard it. So, well, to be sincere, Man United really performed the way I do not believe they will. But they have proved yesterday. If they kept it on, I think it would be better for them. But I'm wishing them bad again.
All right, thank you.
Let me talk about Chelsea.
Oh, just quickly, please.
Please allow me, Godwin. Because Enzo Maresca is an average coach. I will always say this.
Wow.
At his appointment, I was not happy.
Wow.
We have quality coaches around the world.
Mm.
And we are claiming, I am angry with Tomboni. Because he's supposed to use his money and bring a quality coach that can detect the fault whenever it arrives. So that he will sort it out.
Okay.
Instead of bringing average coach to be giving us angry. I'm not happy.
Okay.
You see, we have Palmer, and Palmer is not getting somebody that will be giving him the set pieces. That is why you see us struggling. I was angry when Mateta scored the goal. I expected this guy, Cucurella, to run in front of him, overlap him, and then fall inside your 18, and the ref will just whistle out. That goal wouldn't have scored like that.
All right.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
love
you.
you both. FM.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
But it's the
Okay,
entitlement for me.
if you look at the league table now, Liverpool stay first with 46 points, Arsenal second with 40 points. Nottingham Forest with 37 points. They play again today. If they win, they will draw. They will be on the same points with
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Chelsea 36 points, Newcastle 35 points, Manchester City 34 points, Bournemouth 33 points. Aston Villa is 8th position with 32 points, and on ninth position is Fulham with 30 points. That means from 4th to 9th,
Brighton with
it's
39,
just 6
29.
points. So it's going to be a fantastic run of top 4. Even from Arsenal, from 4th to 10th is 10 points. So even Arsenal is in entangled with these top 4 battles. But let's see where they are going to be ending. Okay, this is how we're going to end in today's show. But before we end that, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. And let me read the last comment here. Okay, Solomon, welcome to the show. You say, Man U players are like Nigerian police. Whenever they want to walk, they will. Whenever they don't want to, there is nothing you can do. And Anacletus Obi is saying, Chelsea don't humble by force. They are now building the first like wall of Jericho. Una go explain, tire. Samuel just say, I beg, I want to know if IK from Nsukka phone don't spoil. You see, a Chelsea fan humble like meat pie.
You will live long.
Okay, this is
The king of Chelsea and co.
Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll come back and talk about other games happening tomorrow. Nottingham Forest is playing tomorrow in somewhere in France. PSG won that Super Cup against Monaco. 1 goes to nil. That goal from Dembele won them that cup. Okay, my name is Godwin. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Have a lovely day and happy new year to everyone.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome